J. Cole and Chase, welcome to the film room. I know you guys have been here before, and we're going to talk a little bit about Maui, playing 3 games in 3 days, and kind of both of your impact in the game. But before I go there, part of you guys being here is just being able to answer a few questions that I have for you, all right? So, J. Cole, I'll start with you. You're from the great state of Alabama. And I'm not talking about like a university per se, but obviously you think of football in Alabama. Did you ever play football?
I did.
What position did you play?
I played quarterback and running back.
And when did you give it up?
Right before I got to high school.
All right, great. And what was the reason that a young man in the state of Alabama chose basketball over football?
I was better at basketball than football.
Okay. You know, there's been some great quarterbacks at the University of Alabama. You may be an Auburn football fan, Alabama. You could cheer for whoever now, right?
Right.
Who's the greatest quarterback that played at the University of Alabama?
That's a good question, Coach. Right now, I had to say Tua.
I'm going to disagree with you. The greatest quarterback that played at the University of Alabama? Broadway Joe Namath. You know why?
Why?
You know where he's from?
Where he's from? Pittsburgh.
The great Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, my hometown. Chase, a lot of people don't know your dad is a basketball player, but one of his college coaches is assistant coach, Coach Gergerich, who, as you know, is a great coach in the NBA. Any player that's ever played for Coach Gerg respects him, right? When Coach Gerg found out that you were coming to Arizona, he told me that of all the running Rebels that he coached, he put your dad in the top 5 toughest. Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. My dad's always been one of the stronger figures in my life, so I'd say that I'd have to agree.
When he talks to you about your game, what does he talk to you about?
A lot of the talks we have is they're geared towards defense. So just a lot of simple things based on how I move my feet, going up vertical, making sure I'm not fouling, picking up silly fouls.
Good. Not a lot of dads are going to talk to their son about defense.
Yeah.
Right? I'd probably talk to you a little bit about his background.
Yeah.
Well, look, this year we did something different in our program. Keep in mind, this is year 10 for our coaching staff. We've never named captains. And I think part of the reason that we went back and thought about doing things differently or maybe making a change is that really instilling leadership, because as you guys know, a long time ago, the seniors were the leaders. Well, there's so much change in college basketball now that it's either your best players or the guys that the team respects the most. And they come in all different forms. You guys are great examples. Although that you're at the end of your college careers, towards the end, J. Cole, he just joined us this summer, but yet he's a captain. And Chase, you're a captain. And, I didn't name you captains. I didn't name you the leaders. Your teammates did. What does that mean to you, to have your teammates? I mean, Justin, you haven't even been here more than a couple months, actually less than that. And when we voted, your teammates pretty much unanimously named you the captain, one of the 2 captains of this year's team. What does that mean to you?
It's a great honor because that shows the relationship I have with my teammates and how they look up to me as a leader on and off the court. And just sharing that role with Chase, man, he's one of the great players that came from Duke University and also one of our main guys here. It's a great honor.
How about you, Chase?
I'd have to say the same thing, kind of piggyback off what he said, and just knowing that the same reverence I have for my teammates, they have for me and Justin in the regard that they look at us as leaders, and just as much as I think they look at me as a leader, I look at just as much to Justin when we're out there on the floor, and things get hectic or things are good, we're kind of looking at him and myself to keep everybody level-headed.
My experience and part of why we haven't named captains in the past, sometimes I think what it looks like in the month of August and September is a far cry from what it looks like in January and February in terms of leadership. But one of the most optimistic feelings I have about this season and this year's team is what you guys just did in Maui. All right? Because I think it's one thing to talk about it in a film room or in a locker room or to take a vote before we play a game and everyone say you're the leader. But when the rubber hits the road and you're down 10 on a neutral court, all eyes are on the game, it's really about what you do leading your team at that moment. And I'm going to point towards a number of great moments here in Maui. And Justin, congratulations to you on being on the all-tournament team. I don't know if you've looked at the all-tournament team in Maui, but if you look at the last decade of the players that have been named on that team, all of them, you'll recognize every single name. And I think the 3 games you played back to back to back speaks towards your talent as well. So congratulations on that.
Appreciate it, Coach.
All right, so here we go. Maui feedback. You know, there's a lot of ways to protect the rim as a front court player, Chase. And, you know, guys do it with shot blocking. And I think those are the highlights a lot of people see. But you kind of do it the old-fashioned way. I think kind of comes to what you were talking about with your dad. Man, I have not coached a big guy that is willing to sacrifice his body and draw charges like you. And, you know, we talk about it a lot here in this locker room. Maybe the most powerful play you can make as a basketball player is to draw the charge. Takes away a layup. It's a personal foul a lot of times on a really good player. And it's a turnover, all on the same play. I mean, we're not even going to put all of these charges on the edit, but as you can see, in all 3 games, and you did it throughout each game, it's something you bring to the table that I believe allows our defense this year to maybe even be better than we've been. So this one is for you, Justin, and, you know, as Chase tries to protect the basket here by drawing charges, blocking shots, going vertical, you know, the perimeter guys, it's pressuring the ball and it's kind of being inside this pack line we talk about. And I think that's something you're more comfortable with right now.
Right.
Because being in the pack line, a lot of times it puts you in a position to get a steal. And as you can see here, you just take his ball. Being in the gap, protecting your teammates. We call this clip, as you guys can see, identity. So this is kind of like do what we do. Great job, Chase, on the ball screen. Again, Justin in the gap. Great X by Brandon Randolph. Shot clock shrinking. We keep playing. Shot goes up. Chase with the block out. And we get a big defensive stop. As you guys know, we had our moments on offense and defense in all 3 games. It's a matter of us having more of those moments now, right, moving forward. Again, identity, do what we do. This is our man-to-man defense in which you guys have a lot to do with it. Again, Justin, off-the-ball awareness. It's not just guarding your man, but as you can see, you protect Brandon Randolph. Again, Chase is mobile. Again, you really do a great job now protecting Chase. You bounce out, switch. And again, that shot clock, it's under 5 seconds here, and we get an illegal screen. Great job. Okay, looking at offense here. And Chase, one of the things that you prove to yourself, prove to us, your teammates, is we have to do a better job of getting you the ball in scoring position. You know, it's however many times we're getting it in there now, it has to increase. And this is Justin throwing it to you right here, giving yourself great patience, taking what they give you, nice jump hook. Again, you keep working here, first side, second side, good pass by Brandon. Taking your time, great fake, big time score. And right now you're averaging about 11 points a game, and I think that can stay solid and increase, especially as we do a better job of getting you that ball.
Yes, sir.
This is the other thing, Chase, that you're doing a great job of, and I think you're more comfortable is working with Justin. You know, in transition, he's that point guard that can make his teammates better. And this is the drag screen. We call it tap and go. And really nice pass and using your mobility, right? Being a moving target where we can get you the ball on the run as well. The other thing is you guys were running the screen and roll, and this is, again, 2 guys who know what they're doing. You know, for a young player, Justin, you know, I know you know what you're doing here, but it's like setting your guy up for the screen. So you kind of take them baseline on purpose, right? Chase hits your man, makes his man help, screen and roll. And, Chase, when you're a little kid, you always hear about if you set a great screen, a lot of times the ball finds you. Here it is. Great pass. Another example here, right? Underneath out of bounds, where we're moving you around, Chase. We're using your mobility, trying to make you a moving target. Again, when we put the ball in Justin's hands, good things happen. But especially when you two guys are involved in the ball screen, right? And here's another great example. Great screen, and you get him a shot. We call that a screen assist, right?
Right.
A lot of people don't understand, like, it's not just the guy who makes the shot. Well, how did it happen? Watch what you do to his man, the guy guarding him. You bury him, and again, Justin, great job taking care of what the defense gives you. Again, making the one more pass, right? Kind of a broken play here. What great point guards do is they make their teammates better, and it's amazing how many plays you two guys had playing off of each other. So, again, I go to leadership, Justin. It's one thing to talk about it in the locker room. It's a whole nother thing to gain the respect of everybody on this bench in the moments that matter. We're down 2 points, 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Mm-hmm. And you kind of, again, take what the defense gives. It's great that you have that scoring mentality as well. I think this might be like the next trip down, back-to-back layups. Again, it's still a 2-point game. Big-time basket right there, 3 in a row. I think you had 15 points in the second half. And again, you look at this now down the stretch, taking what the defense gives, great legs on your shot, tie game under 2 minutes. And as you can see, our bench is excited, right? Big-time shot. Chase, this is the one thing to point out, and again, I think that, adversity, sometimes it's an opportunity to grow and learn, so that when this time comes again, that you make a better choice and maybe do things differently that allow us to experience success. One of the things, I think, as you know, take a look at this now. It's 53-52 with 12 minutes to go in the game. Mm-hmm. And we lose you on this play. And I think your greatest gift is your emotion. You're locked in, you're ready to go, you're playing for the win. And we almost overdo it on this possession, trying to get you the ball. And Justin, we talked a little bit about this, right? Mm-hmm. If we're all trying so hard to get Chase the ball and we just stand and look at him, so does the defense. And I just want you to look at the white jerseys, right? They're almost in a zone. So that's why this pass doesn't work. But regardless of whether you think you got fouled, and again, you have to control your emotion because of what we talked about.
Right. You're
so important to this group of people right here that the second you get your fifth foul, now all of a sudden we're a completely different team. And again, if you ever need to know how important you are to what we do, look at what happened once this foul was committed.
Right.
And we've already talked about it, but it's been a while since you've played in these types of games, and I think this tournament was a great experience of get this play out of your system, right?
Yeah.
Learn from it, grow from it, and just know that we always need you, right? Leadership, it comes in many forms, but handling this moment, that's like the final piece for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Last part that I'll talk to you guys about is this. Whether we were 2-1, 1-2, 3-0, or 0-3, the fact that we played against this type of competition, I think made our group better. And I think for you two guys, because of Justin All Tournament, Chase, the way you played, if you had a chance to finish this Gonzaga game, your stat line would have been equally impressive. That it's not only who you guys are in the locker room, but you're playing outstanding basketball. And I think it's about learning from this, picking up where we left off, and just continuing to evolve and improve. But I think it's a great sign to have two leaders here that are playing really good basketball against this type of competition. Let's be ready to go here against Georgia Southern because they're a really, really good team.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.